You're listening to Tiger Cats at the Half.
30 minutes of football complete in the books at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. Hamilton Tiger Cats leading the Edmonton Elks 10-6 on what I would call a very strange, unusual, dare I say, weird first half of football. Folks, this is Tiger Cats at the Half, presented by my insurance broker. I'm Bubba O'Neill, along with Andy Fantuz. Where do we go from here? We talked about this in the pre-game show, that the Tiger Cats at times were showing some signs of being somewhat conservative. Well, we saw conservative, and then we saw wild.
Yeah, we saw a lackluster 27 minutes, and then a very, very exciting last 3 minutes. It started with that long pass, the 54-yarder to Tim White right before the 3-minute warning, followed by just one of the best 8-yard touchdown runs you'll see in this game. James Butler has been breaking tackles nearly on every time he touches the ball. And then Edmonton marches the ball all the way downfield, looking into position to score. Big turnover off the hands of Stephen Dunbar Jr. to Javion Elliott for the interception. And then a little bit puzzling to me. I mean, the Tiger Cats get the ball in their own half, and you think, okay, it's important to at least control the lead and run the clock out with a 7-6 lead. But they get the massive run by James Butler into midfield. They go out of bounds, and then there's no urgency. I didn't understand it. They ran the ball with James Butler and one more time, and then 25 seconds went off the clock before the next pass to Felix Gauthier. Quite frankly, they got bailed out by that spearing penalty to get themselves in field goal range. And even at that point, we still thought we could see a shot to the end zone, which we didn't see. So strange half, weird half, like you said, but certainly some exciting running by James Butler and a great final 3 minutes for the Ticats in general.
Let's run this one from the top here. On the opening kickoff of the game, the Elks chose and opted for a short kickoff, which stunned everyone, including Tyler Tarnowski, who is generally, folks, we've seen this guy practice. He is as sure-handed as they come, and it slips through his hands. Jordan Reeves with the recovery at the Hamilton 39. They settle for a 24-yard faithful field goal. In fact, running through that first quarter, Tiger Cats with no first downs, Edmonton with 4. Second quarter, Teddy Laurent. Edmonton driving the ball. Teddy Laurent comes up with a big sack, stops them. Faithful with a 40-yard field goal to make it 6-0. And then we talk about these explosive plays. That's been a term that we've heard a lot. Tim White, 54-yard reception prior to a deep shot to Duke Williams. It just goes through his hands. Then they go right back down the sideline. He comes in with the big reception, a roughing the passer call on top of that. Then it's the James Butler show with that incredible 8-yard play. And folks, wait till you see this one on TV. It doesn't get any better than that. Nice 3-play drive. Then the Elks come right back down. Kevin Brown with a clear-out run, 50 yards down the middle of the field. And then Javion Elliott comes up with his first interception down at the Hamilton 9. And then we go from there, as he talked about what happened at the last couple minutes of the half. So just an outstanding second quarter. The first quarter, a real snoozer, to be quite honest. But I feel like the Tiger Cats offense maybe have found some things, maybe.
Well, they certainly found a guy they can rely on in James Butler. And we discussed him in the pregame show. He does lead the CFL in missed tackles, and it was on full display tonight. It's so far in that first half. It's been incredible. There were some positives with the Ticat offense. When you get those 3rd and 1s in that first quarter, you think that you want to create that team identity that those should be automatic first downs, but they were on the long side of a 3rd and 1, maybe a 3rd and 1.5. So you can understand the conservative approach in the first half, and not a lot going on. In the second half, we did see a couple clutch 2nd and long conversions. So that was a positive sign. A Terry Godwin deep curl, followed in the next 2 plays by Keandre Smith. Nice catch over the middle. And there were a few deep, slightly missed opportunities for the Cats. But, geez, like, it's just been a James Butler show, and they need to keep feeding this guy because he is on a mission tonight.
Yeah, and I guess getting creative with him also catching the ball out of the backfield, which he hasn't done, I think, at this point yet, will also be a part of what they want to do. Yeah, I think ball control is obviously, and maybe I've used the word conservative, but certainly ball control. You're on the road. You're certainly trying to give the Elks as least opportunities as possible to have the ball, and I guess that's what you're going to see out of this Tommy Condell offense probably with the rest of the way.
Yeah, you could see they wanted to finish the half with the ball, but once they got that big run by James Butler, we talk about points off turnovers and how things just seem to happen in a unproportionate way off a turnover. And when you get the ball to midfield and you got a chance to go up 14-6, when for the most of the first half you could have thought it would be a 20-point detriment or 20-point swing. Yeah, you think you could be losing, but you're able to hold the Elks to field goals and then get that big touchdown late, and you could have poured on another one. But regardless, Cats got to be feeling good about themselves right now. 10-6 at the half after that early turnover and the slow first quarter.
Well, you talked about the James Butler running, and I know Coach John Sullivan has talked about this. I think you got to give a little credit to that O-line as well, too. Even though Schultz has been sacked twice, and there were some big hits, I'll say that honestly, but in terms of that run blocking, those horses up front are doing the job.
Well, the one thing they're not doing is giving up on him. And even if some defender is getting their hands on James Butler, they're looking at the next level, and they're continuing to block, and you can see that paying off. When James does break a tackle, you can still see blocks being made where at times you could think the play was over and sort of start getting back to the huddle. So that's been great to see, and you saw that on the touchdown, on the 8-yard touchdown. You saw guys getting pushed into the end zone, even though it was a 5-second play because of all the broken tackles. So the offensive line definitely needs some credit, and you got to continue to let those guys work and come off the ball downfield and not be on their heels in pass protection. Let them be aggressive and initiate the contact, and that'll set up some play action opportunities, I'm sure.
Other side of the ball, it does appear that front four are getting pressure on Cornelius, and they haven't really hit the deep shots. So credit the guys in the secondary, and again, Elliott with his first interception there late in the second quarter. What I have seen, or at least what I've noticed, is Cornelius is doing a lot of dinking and dunking to try and put together some confidence on their side of the ball. And I guess the Ticats, they just have to keep attacking.
Yeah, they do. They've had a chance to get their hands on Cornelius and bring him down, but he's been pretty slippery so far this game. I thought he had quite a nice first half, to be honest. He had a drop pass right on the goal line by French, another drop by Dunbar on the 9-yard line that led to that interception. So he's been pretty methodical and poised in the pocket, and he's been able to escape some potential sacks. So he's been playing well. But the Ticats have definitely done a good job of not letting him sneak through that line of scrimmage and get himself running in open field to pick up the first downs. Kevin Browns and Kyron Moore have been able to get on the outside and get a couple nice first downs in the flats and through the middle. But other than that, those have been the most explosive plays so far.
I think I hate to come down to this. This could be one of those ones where special teams is going to play a major, major factor. Leggio again hitting two of his opportunities. Faithful also hitting one of his as well, two of his. This could be one of those situations where it could come down to a kick. These guys got to be ready.
Yeah, they certainly do, and it already has been a factor with the turnover. There's been a couple penalties on special teams already. We mentioned that in the pregame, a kick out of bounds. So the Ticats have adjusted and sent 2 returners on the punt return team now so that they can field the ball in the air and get some positive yardage. And I think that's a good plan so that they're not hurting themselves any more than they need to on the special teams unit.
Final back to the offense one more time. What's your game plan for the second half there, Andy?
You gotta feed James White you gotta feed James Butler, and play off that. So run the ball, run pass option, play action, and get the ball in some of these receivers' hands quickly and allow them to see what they can do in the open field. And I know those shots are going to come downfield. That one big one to Tim White certainly was a mental mistake by the defensive half, kind of not staying over top. He thought he had help from his corner, but his corner had to take the sail route into the intermediate zone. So, just kind of build off what they did in the last 4 minutes of that first half.
Well, folks, 30 minutes of football still yet to come. The Tiger Cats looking to stack together a second consecutive victory, first victory on the road, and deliver the Elks that 0-20 record at home dating back to 2019 and 0-6 this season. Folks, 10-6 is the score. Hamilton in control, but still a long way to go. This has been Tiger Cats at the Half, presented by My Insurance Broker. We will be back at the conclusion of this one to break it all down as we get ready for the second half. Let's send things up to RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker. And folks, you are listening live on the Ticats Audio Network.